Hi guys, thanks to the great scientist who generated current in our modern life and made increased heart beating of our soul alive, who brought us from darkened age to light age, opened our eyes, visions, lives and everything, opened the door of universe and the real heaven to the human beings, created dynamic energy in multiple directions within no seconds. Our today's opener is a great human, Nicola Tesla. Let us see his world of inventions which modernize us. Nikola Tesla inventions contribute numerous technological breakthroughs through his lifetime. The maths and physics. Genius contributed innovations that continue to impact our lives daily today. He held over 300 patents but was only recognized for some, indicating many of his ideas were tested and failed or never became well known. In 1882, upon graduation from the Technical University of Graz and philosophy at the University of Prague, he drew the first sketches of his idea to build an electromagnetic motor. His first job entailed DC power plants for Con Ed, which led to his imagination to the States in 1884. His inventions: first, AC power, alternating current; second, Tesla coil; third, magnifying transmitter; fourth, Tesla turbine; fifth, shadowgraph; sixth, radio; seventh, neon lamp; eighth, hydroelectric power; ninth, induction motor; 10th, radio controlled board, and so on. Let us see first the rise and fall of Nikola Tesla and his tower. The recent news is on November 29th, 2023 by CBS, historic Nikola Tesla laboratory on Long Island damaged in devastating fire. Second news, November 13th, 2023 by Business Insider India. Fire damaged Nikola Tesla's last remaining laboratory that crowdfunders raised over $1 million to save. By the end of his brilliant and tortured life, the Serbian physicist, engineer and inventor Nikola Tesla was penniless and living in a small New York City hotel room. He spent days in a park surrounded by the creatures that mattered most to him, pigeons, and his sleepless nights working over mathematical equations and scientific problems in his head. That habit would confound scientists and scholars for decades after he died in 1943. His inventions were designed and perfected in his imagination. Tesla believed his mind to be without equal, and he was not about chiding his contemporaries such as Thomas Edison, who once hired him. If Edison had a needle to find in a haystack, Tesla once wrote, he would proceed at once with the diligence of the bee to examine straw after straw until he found the object of his search. I was a sorry witness of such doing. that a little theory and calculation would have saved him 90% of his labor. His contemporaries may have been lacking in scientific talent by Tesla estimation. Men like Edison and George Westinghouse clearly possessed the one trait that Tesla did not, a mind for business. And in the last days of America's Gilded Age, Nikola Tesla made a dramatic attempt to change the future of communications and power transmission around the world. He managed to convince J.P. Morgan that he was on the verge of breakthrough, and the financier gave Tesla more than $150,000 to fund what would become a gigantic, futuristic, and startling tower in the middle of Long Island, New York. In 1898, as Tesla's plans to create a worldwide wireless transmission system became known, Wardenclyffe Tower would be Tesla's last chance to claim the recognition and wealth that had always escaped him. In 1898, as Tesla's plans to create a worldwide wireless transmission systems became known, Wardenclyffe Tower would be Tesla's last chance to claim the recognition and wealth that had always escaped him. Nikola Tesla was born on July 9th, 1856, Smiljan, Austrian Empire, now in Croatia. Tesla was from a family of Serbian origin. His father, Milutin, was an Orthodox priest of the Serbian Orthodox Church. His mother was unschooled but highly intelligent. As he matured, he displayed remarkable imagination and creativity as well as a poetic touch. From an early age, he demonstrated the obsessiveness that would puzzle and amuse those around him. He could memorize entire books and store logarithmic tables in his brain. He picked up languages easily, and he could work through days and nights on only a few hours sleep. At the age of 19, he was studying electrical engineering at the Polytechnic Institute of Graz in Austria, where he quickly established himself as a star student. He found himself in an ongoing debate with the professor over perceived design flaws in the direct current DC motors that were being demonstrated in a class. In attacking the problem, again I almost regretted that the struggle was soon to end. Tesla later wrote, "I had so much energy to spare. When I undertook the task, it was not with a resolve such as men often make. With me, it was a sacred oath, a question of life and death. I knew that I would perish if I failed. Now I felt that battle was won. Back in the deep recesses of the brain was the solution, but I could not yet give it outward expression." He would spend the next 6 years of his life thinking about electromagnetic fields and a hypothetical motor powered by alternate current that would and should work. The thoughts obsessed him, and he was unable to focus on his schoolwork. professors at the university warned Tesla's father that the young scholars' working and sleeping habits were killing him. But rather than finish his studies, Tesla became a gambling addict, lost all his tuition money, dropped out of school, and suffered a nervous breakdown. It would not be his last. In 1881, Tesla moved to Budapest after recovering from his breakdown, and he was walking through a park with a friend, reciting poetry, when a vision came to him. There in the park, with a stick, Tesla drew a crude diagram in the dirt, a motor using the principle of rotating magnetic fields created by two or more alternating currents. While AC electrification had been employed before, there would never be a practical working motor run on alternating current until he invented his induction motor several years later. In June 1884, Tesla sailed for New York City and arrived with 4 cents in his pocket and a letter of recommendations from Charles Batchelor, a former employer to Thomas Edison, which was supported to say, "My dear Edison, I know 2 great men and you are one of them. The other is this young man." A meeting was arranged, and once Tesla described the engineering work he was doing, Edison, though skeptical, hired him. According to Tesla, Edison offered him $50,000 if he could improve upon the DC generation plants Edison favored. Within a few months, Tesla informed the American inventor that he had indeed improved upon Edison's motors. Edison, Tesla noted, refused to pay up. When he become a full-fledged American, you will appreciate an American job, Edison told him. Tesla promptly quit and took a job digging ditches. But it was not long before work worth investing in, and the Western Union Company put Tesla to work in a lab not far from Edison's office, where he designed AC power systems that are still used around the world. "The motors I built there," Tesla said, "were exactly as I imagined them. I made no attempt to improve the design, but merely reproduced the pictures as they appeared to my vision, and the operation was always as I expected." Tesla patented his AC motors and power systems, which were said to be the most valuable inventions since the telephone. Soon, George Westinghouse, recognizing that Tesla's designs might be just what he needed in his efforts to unseat Edison's DC current, licensed his patents for $60,000 in stocks and cash and royalties based on how much electricity Westinghouse could sell. Let us stop here. The remaining part of these contributions will be discussed in next video, part 2. Guys, I hope the content might have been useful and interesting to you. If so, please like it, share it, and subscribe it. Thanks for watching the video.